You're late.
Barely.
This could be it, man. This is our chance. Do you think the Coen brothers were ever late?
We're not the Coen brothers.
We could be, if you would just be on time.
Will you meet these guys, Ingmar? Ah, there are my two geniuses. Boys, please, meet Mr. Zabinski.
Mr. Zabinski, it's an honor to meet you, sir. I absolutely loved your last picture, The Pain in the Yearning. It was an aesthetic masterpiece.
It is an honor to meet you as well. I can feel your creativity.
Thank you.
Please, boys, sit down. Would anyone like some brandy?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Manischewitz, Mr. Zabinski, let's break down the plot here.
Sounds like a plan, boys. Shoot.
Well, Mr. Zabinski, Mr. Manischewitz, our proposal revolves around one man's journey during 19th century America and the mixed messages he receives along the way.
The first scene takes place in a steel mill in 1860. As the news of Fort Sumter breaks, our main character, toiling at the white-hot furnace, is told he's been drafted to fight for the Union Army.
Really, boys, I'm thinking Tom Cruise as the lead. I can see it all now. He's thrilled to be fighting for his country and can't wait to get out on the battlefield to fight to emancipate the slaves and reunite his country and fight for his nation, God, apple pie, all that stuff.
And in a dramatic climax, we hear Abraham Lincoln proclaim a more perfect union.
Well, that's not the whole story. Well, the irony is that our main character is coerced into fighting in replacement for the owner of the factory.
Ah, we see America's class system stripped bare. He is at the bottom of the social pyramid. We see and not truth!
Whoa there, boys. Since when is jingoism not a magnet at the box office? Remember, the bottom line is the ultimate goal.
During the battle scenes.
Alright, well, after the Civil War ends...
And, you know, Tom Cruise watches as everyone shakes hands at Appomattox.
Well, maybe. But the point is that after the war ends, he returns home to his wife, who was a nurse during the conflict, and was following every moment of the war in the newspapers. And...
Brilliant. I'm thinking Demi Moore. Is it Demi or is it Demi? I never knew.
She will be nude. They will make passionate love.
I like the way you're thinking there, Ingmar. You know what's selling now, huh?
Well, I see where you're going, but that's going to distract from what we're really envisioning here. We're thinking a whole parallel story for her, while her husband...
Tom Cruise.
Well,
fine.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise. Well, while her husband's away at war, she goes to the Seneca Falls Convention and fights for women's suffrage.
The what convention?
Ah, I see the plot unraveling before me. The irony you speak of it is double-sided. The wife is a freedom fighter in her own right, but is totally overlooked by the nation during the war.
Alright, well, see, when women came together to sign the Declaration of Sentiments, they wanted equal treatment. They wanted an end to the objectification of women. They wanted voting rights. They wanted all these things that
it's a whole other side of history.
Yes,
it is sensing light.
I don't understand.
Piercing the darkness. The audience could be mesmerized, could be enthralled,
Annoyed?
could be
annoyed, could be battered, confused. No, this is all wrong. I don't understand why we have to focus on the wife here, you know? Why take away from some captivating, gory battle scenes to focus on some dumb suffragettes? We can see the nudity when our main character comes home and her happiness as she proceeds to make apple pie for him or something.
But that's exactly the problem. We're trying to show how as America has always overlooked women in American history.
That may be true, and well, you know, I never learned about women when I was in school, but a rose-tinted lens through which we can view our nation's history will certainly meet millions of wide-open eyes, and, you know, of course, with that tens of millions of dollars at the box office. So, why start appreciating women now? Well, come on, you gotta tell me better. What else have you got?
Alright, well, fine. Well, for the conclusion, we see our hero back at the mill, He sees the owner systematically beating down the worker. His friend is cut down in some kind of horrible machine accident, reminiscent of the death and destruction he saw during the war, the blood that still haunts his nightmares. He is prompted to strike against Carnegie and his goon squad, and is eventually cruelly struck dead during the Homestead Strike of 1892, a seminal moment in the labor movement.
His eyes flash wildly. He sees the Pinkerton men close in, and the icy hand of death strikes as surely as it must strike each one of us.
You know, come on, think again, Longshanks. What if instead of going on strike, he decides to settle down with, you know, Demi Moore and have a couple kids? Let's say, you know, they have this strange child, like Shia LaBeouf, he always works, and, you know, let him return to hearth and home and apologize to his father right before Tom Cruise snubs him. I don't see why we had to fixate on the strike here. After all, capital and labor have always come together eventually in the end, right?
Shia LaBeouf, Tom Cruise, Demi Moore, you've shot down all of our ideas. What is this? I can't take this crap anymore. Whenever capital and labor do come together, it's always on capital's terms.
Jack, come on.
And it's usually over the dead bodies of countless workers. You guys are capitalist pigs.
Jack,
Christ, you don't understand.
What the hell were you thinking? You know, if I wasn't looking out for your ass, some illiterate fool would be writing this movie instead of us.
Good.
Is this a game to you? Really? Because if it is, you're losing.
It's not ours.
What?
It's not our movie anymore. It's not our piece of art.
Sure it is. When those credits roll on that silver screen, they'll say they'll see Jack Webb and Eric York.
Yeah, but just
writers.
because our names are up there doesn't mean it's ours. It's a betrayal of our ideas, and more importantly, it's a betrayal of history. It's a betrayal of what people have really died for and what they've really done. It's a repudiation of the reality of the plight of the American.
Who cares? Really? Because by that time, we'll be sitting back, sipping drinks in our Beverly Hills mansion. Just don't get it, do you?
What don't I get?
Can I get you something? I'll have a brandy.
No thanks. I've taken my share of crap for one day. What happened after I left?
Luckily, I was smart enough and had a cool head to agree with Mr. Manischewitz and Mr. Zabinski to have the Homestead strike ending.
They put the Homestead Strike in?
Yes.
I'll come back on.
Okay. Thank you.
Come back on for the film.
You know what? You might come back, but your soul's not going to be in it.
I don't want to calm down, all right? They destroyed our movie. They took it and they destroyed it. They pulled the wool over our eyes.
We weren't there during
That's
production.
the point. We weren't there for production. We were there for filming, and that's when they filmed the scene when they killed him, and then they pulled the wool over our eyes in the production process. When we were gone, they cut it out as soon as they could. Why can't I do that? Don't tell me why I can't do that. They're a bunch of phonies, and I want to
You
confront them
just
about
can't
this
do that.
destruction
It's
of the
something you
movie.
can't do.
Why is that? Are they in there?
Without them, we would not have a movie.
I don't care if this isn't a real movie. Now we're just a bunch of Hollywood lackeys, all right?
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
really?
yes, really, okay? This is a total defiance of our original intentions with this film, and I want to speak to them about it. Are they in there? Are they in there? They're in there.
Jack, come on.
You said you'd killed him in the Homestead Strike. Instead, he runs through a field with his daughter on his shoulder. What the hell is this? You wanted your box office smash? Now you've got it.
Jack,
All of an artistic
what you're
pile of bull and a complete
doesn't mean what
historical
he's saying.
farce.
Okay, you know what? I had you down and you down from the beginning. You two are, you and your hardship, your prejudice, your oppression. Wah, wah, wah. Stop whining. Just stop. Okay? You're a pawn of the liberal elite. You're a pinko, commie, son of a bitch.
Hey! Okay, you know what? I used to trust you. I used to think what you were doing was right. But now I know what you are. You're nothing but a phony. It used to be art, now it's just a piece of crap.
Well, you know what?
Absolutely.
Art that doesn't sell is worthless because no one sees it. At least people will have a view of history. Start thinking
But
about
how are they
history.
thinking about
Yeah, it's
history? It's
stupid.
about how they think about history.
Look,
What are they thinking now?
okay,
Now they have
look,
misconceptions
as a-
and misideas.
as a-
How are these people that you speak of thinking about history?
As-
What are you doing?
As a patron of the arts.
Oh, patron of the arts.
Patron of the arts? You're not a patron of the arts.
This is
This is
my spot.